Hey guys, welcome back to Astral Diaries. I'm gonna actually do a part 3, a continuation of fear of astral projection, and I'm gonna put part 1, part 2 in the description. And I also want to make a point here. I did another one about, okay, hold on a second. Just pay attention to the people you see walking. You see, just kind of pay attention to those people kind of walking. Okay. I want to stress too is I did another one about astral sex, and I ended up doing 3 parts because I kind of left some stuff out. Like I said, a lot of times I just kind of wing these. You know, and no matter how much you prepare, you always leave stuff out. But one thing I stress on those was like how real like the woman looks. And when I pointed at the people walking, you know, like let's say there's a guy standing there, okay? That's how real it looks. I mean, I can't stress that. Just replace that with some beautiful exotic woman, you know, that's how real it looks. And I also didn't get into really, I mean, I don't want to create some X-rated content. You know, I try to have you guys use your imagination. I'll probably do a 4th one, kind of touch more on that. But getting back to the fear topic, so I did a part 1, part 2, kind of winged it. Even in the beginning, I said I'm just kind of winging it. I didn't really prepare for this, which is why I did a part 2, and then I'm doing part 3. And I don't want to put all this in the description. The main thing I want to hit was, because fear is a big barrier, I guess, for a lot of people when it comes to astral projection. They're just fearful. They're just, oh my God, I'm so afraid. And it's kind of sad to watch. And I'm going to actually start walking here. Let me kind of walk here. Zoom this out. Okay. So here, you see this guy standing here? When you're astral projection, this is how real it is. Imagine, this is how real it is. Literally. It's that real, right there. This is how clear it is. That's how real it is. I cannot stress that. Or this guy. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, this guy was, people are just crippled with fear. You know, oh my God, I'm so afraid. And you know, Darius, Wright, which I'm gonna actually, it's one of his students. I'm gonna put it in a description. Elderly fella. He even stresses that if you overcome your fear, you can access almost all these different levels and stuff like that. I don't know if I 100% agree with that, because I have no fear when it comes to astral projection. You know, I was thinking about this. It's like a walk in the park, but even better, it's a fly in the park, because in the astral world you can fly around. So it's really, I'm hoping if you're somebody who's really fearful, is something like this helps you, you know, basically overcome it. So this guy, see this person right here? Astral world, it's that real. I cannot stress. It's like it's really that real. They're like, right, you can touch them. So going back to the astral sex topic, it's that real. I mean, except like I said, replace it with a woman. So I'll put all those in the description too. If you're interested in that topic, you can watch all 3. I might add a 4th one. But yeah, this older fella guy, he's so fearful, and he has 2 testimonials under Darius J. Wright. The first one, it's almost really sad to watch. Like, I'll put it, you'll see. And then there's an update where he overcomes his fear finally. I think he had an NDE once or something, I don't know. And once he overcomes it, oh my God, that's probably one of the best testimonials on Darius J. Wright's, channel. And it's a long one, so get ready. Watch the first one, and then watch that one. But what I was gonna say was, when I did this series, this being part 3 of it, was I was really hoping those who just crippled. They're just so afraid. Like, you know what? Nothing to fear, man. I look forward to these experiences. I had one last night, which I'm gonna do a video. It was a short one, but I'll document it anyway, because that's the purpose of this channel. And there's always something you can learn from those. I mean, literally, I was like rolling left and right trying to get out, and it didn't go out my way. Or maybe I don't remember some of it. I'll do a separate upload. But so the fears are usually Okay, so these two people that are just walking, again, I keep saying it, that real. It's that real. No difference. Okay, when you're out of body, in case you've never experienced this, as real as what you're seeing in my screen, this is how real. The little sounds, like the street sounds, this is how real it is. When I'm out, this is what I see usually, but it's in my neighborhood. So yeah, if you experience, the fears are like, what if, like I can't make it, once you're out, that's the least of your concern, because what most people want to do is stay out as long as they can, because coming back, it's like no brainer, just the experience usually ends, and next thing you find yourself as you're back. And it's not, for me, it's not like people describe it as like getting sucked back in. It's more like it's just ending. It's like, like a movie theater when the curtain just falls. It's like that, and you can feel it as it tries to end. And I did another video where how you can extend it. So like let's say right now I'm in an astral projection and it's fading on me. Touch stuff, touch a tree, touch a branch. That will temporarily restore it for you. Again, let's pretend we're an astral projection. There you go. As real as this. As real as that. I cannot stress it. Just like that. So yeah, what I was going to say was, people fear of not being able to return, no worries. As someone who's done this a lot, I can tell you that's not an issue. Or like something else entering your body or something like that. Obviously I've never experienced that before, so no worries about that. What else is it? Like entities and stuff. People talk about demons and shadow people and stuff like that. There's all these videos, and none of that. I mean, like what you're seeing right now is what I see, except I'm not in my immediate neighborhood, but it is as real, as clear as this. I cannot stress that. So hopefully, like I said, I'll put part 1 and 2 in the description. But the main thing I want to if you're just kind of running across this part 3 is that what I said, and I used the word fear, which I shouldn't have. What you should be concerned is when you roll out, because I did this once. I rolled out physically, but I caught myself with my feet. Now, what you should not fear, concern is if you roll out and you fall and hurt yourself physically, especially with this older fella that I'm going to put in the video. I think he does the setup technique, where once he hits his vibration, probably for that reason, he just kind of sets up, And William Buhlman, I'll put that in the description. His book is full of techniques, as well as there just a lot of stories, a lot of different techniques on the getting to the vibration state, exiting, different methods. I think he even talks about this, where you just literally get up from your bed like you normally do, especially for those people who are, and I mentioned in my part 2 video, where if you're like an elderly person concerned about hurting yourself, or like you're just an overweight person, or you're just afraid of falling. Most people's, my bed is kind of on the high end. I paid attention to it. So, most people are bed are low. It's like if you fall from it, I guess you shouldn't get hurt, especially if it's carpet. And the other thing I left out, actually, I just remembered, is the reason I became aware of all this is because I was on a cruise recently, and I tried to project. I documented the whole thing. I'll put that in the description too, I guess. So when I was in this cruise in my cabin, I all of a sudden paid attention to this, which is I never thought about when I was at home. I looked at the bed, I looked at the nightstand next to it, and I was like, okay, well, if I roll out, what if I like hit my head in the nightstand? Or like I was all of a sudden thinking about the stuff that I never thought about at home. So that's why this whole thing came to my mind, which if you should be concerned, it should be this, depending on your situation. If you're a young, healthy, fit person, no worries. But if you're like an older person, overweight or whatever, the thought of like hitting the ground and somehow hurting yourself. So yeah, that's a wrap up. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I touched all of it in 3 parts. To finish, just overcome the fear, man. It's a fun experience. Once you exit, do it a couple times, you'll see. And I cannot stress, Everything looks as real as this. This is exactly how it looks. Please like, subscribe. Thanks.